Being a lawyer, you have to be very strict, and you have to stick to certain forms and to rules and do things in a certain way. And music is more like the wild, wild west. You really have to try to be outside the box. I am Ingrid Witt. I'm a songwriter and a producer, and I also sing sometimes. So I studied law and worked as a lawyer in a total of 10 years, and it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And I've always wanted to make music. It has always been my dream. Okay. Now we're going into Stockholm Library, and this is the first time that I'm here since I graduated. I think it was because my dream was never to be a lawyer, and suddenly I worked really hard to become good at something that I never really felt that I wanted to do. I never dreamt of I'm gonna wear a suit and I'm gonna, go into court and be like that person. A lot of people that I studied with had that dream, but I never had that. I didn't have an ambition really to be good at law. I just did it because everyone else had that ambition, sort of. The turning point was that I worked so much and I was really stressed, and I really sort of hit the bottom with stress and anxiety and stuff. And then I had to really think about who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do. I decided that I wanted to follow my dream again. So I went back to making music. No.
Oh, you look worried, and maybe you should be, 'cause this is a warning that I'm throwing out, 'cause I'm the worst player that ever will play you, to mix up sweet words with the girl's sanity. Boy, I'm falling down to obscurity. Don't let me ever be this alone. I'm falling.
So it's just fun to play with this. I have no idea what's happening now. I think when I started to make music again, a few years ago, it was quite, energetic and more up-tempo and more energetic pop music. But I think now, since I've got a child, I've become more sensitive in a way, and my music has also been more sensitive. And it's funny because I said I'm happy now, but my music is quite sad. I think pregnancy and stuff makes you connect to your feelings in a very, very weird way. And it's also nice to have some way to express those thoughts. Music for me is a way to figure out who I am, and it's almost subconsciously. because I write something and then maybe afterwards I'm like, oh, did I write about this? Have I been thinking about this so much? Obviously I have. So it's a lot about asking myself questions and answering them in the music. The music process is different from time to time. Sometimes when I write for my own project, for Ingrid Witt, I often start with like chords and maybe a beat, like the tempo, and then I start with melody and then the lyrics. But now, like the past year, I try to think about what I want to say with the song, like maybe a title or just like a phrase, before I start the melody and start like the chords and stuff, because you want to like combine like the music and the lyrics so that it connects somehow.
Baby, there is only one way, and that's the slow decay. Get a little earthy with me, I'll pull you down like rain. So tired I can tell from your shape. Feeling sleepy, yeah, can beat the slow decay. Da-dum, da-dum, ba-ba-da-dum, da-dum, da-da-da-dum, da-dum, da-dum.
I feel very much free now, and free in spirit, that you can't plan what's gonna happen. So I just like sort of go with the flow, and now I think that if I'm just doing my best, like something will come out of it, something good will come out of it. What I see for myself in the future, I'm always doubting this. Should I continue to do this at all, or should I, go back to law and get a proper job and all that comes with it? So my mind is always going back and forth, back and forth. And that's my mind, but my heart and my feelings, they are always in music somehow. I'm always also thinking about like, how should my next song sound, and what new sounds can I add to the production, and how do I make this different and new and still relevant to people so that they sort of recognize stuff. It's very double. So I don't know, probably I will just continue like this, maybe forever if it works out somehow. Good job. Good job.